You know what is completely mind-numbing for me? When someone comes into your house, the first thing they say is, "Oh, this is a nice place. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is a nice flat." No, they say, "Man, you got too many books in here."
Aggregate what they can do with the Geek's team.
Of course, that happens one time and you say, "Oh no, man, I just got a few books, whatever." Then the next person comes into your house and they say, "Why you got so many books?" And then the next person comes into your house and they say, "You have entirely too many books." So this is the thing. First of all, stop letting all those damn people into your house. That's lesson number one. For two, it did pose a very serious question that is always floating around on social media. People are always talking about like hoarding books or just having what is considered too many books. So me having books that are pretty much stacked up to the ceiling require me to buy a couple of more shelves and redecorate my space, which is always fun, but it also is going to answer a very, very perplexing question in the booktube community. Is there such a thing as too many books? Let's find out. Okay, so these are my shelves. One right here, and I have a little space in between here. Not very much. 24.5 inches, which is the exact, believe it or not, the exact amount of space that I have between these two shelves. Now, I have maybe 2 inches of room where I could slide that one back if need be, and this one, I can't really move it because it's right next to the thermostat and the light switch. Now I can slide this back maybe a foot this direction, but I would have to leave a space open to turn on the light switch. So is this actually answering the question for me? If I have to go through all of these changes, I just received an order. I'll tell you like this. I just received an order for 2 books from the Black Lit Geek bookstore, which I have to admit, I have not been uploading books like I know that I should. I'm trying to figure things out. Spotify is just, it's getting exhausting. I want to use a profile. I want to use an app, or I want to use a platform that I can load things up without having to take all of these JPEGs and things like that. It's a little bit too difficult. It's too many books. We're talking thousands at this point, like 5, and I'm actually supposed to be picking up, I don't know. I talked to this guy and I might be picking up about 1,500 more books, but more importantly, I have to find room for these books. I have to be able to find what I'm looking for, and right now I can't. So I figured this will be the first step in first getting books off the floor and getting a little bit of order to this section, which is filled with almanacs, World War, all the World War information, nonfiction, politics, things of that nature. A lot of those, and definitely a lot of war and history books over in this little area right here. So I'm gonna get started with this, and hopefully at the end of the day we can answer that perplexing question. Okay, so I got that other bookshelf hooked in. As you can see, it kind of fills the space. There was an empty hole, if you remember. What I did was I still have my, for right now, I still have the printer down at the bottom as well as the modem. Got my little phone. I didn't even know I had a home phone. Then I looked at my bill, my cable bill, and it showed a phone number. So I was like, I have a phone. So I called them and they were like, yeah, you have a phone. So I was like, okay, cool. So I have a actual landline. Well, sort of. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I added my plant, just put my aloe. That was a recent cop. It's doing well. I replanted it and now I'm just letting it dry out. You know, it's taking forever because I'm not great at aloes, and I did kind of manipulate the soil with some cactus stuff because I didn't want it to be all, I didn't want it to get rotted out, and I've had terrible luck with aloes. But anyway, I added a plant to the space. I still have a candle over here burning, and the last of an incense that I had over there just kind of burning off because I like to work like that. And you saw the statues that I had just kind of hidden. Matter of fact, on almost everything in here, I have something on top of the bookshelf. So I would rather it be my statues and things of that nature, as opposed to, for right now, as opposed to just stacks and stacks of books. I still want some character. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And you know what? Now that I have you here, hold on a second. Okay, so I picked this book up. It was indeed $5 from this antique store, and I never really got an opportunity to show you guys what was in it. So it's called The Russo-Japanese War, and I think it was from 1904 or 08, something like that. But let's open it up this way. I can let you guys get a closer look. I actually showed a picture of this on my last video, but I didn't really get a chance to show you how dope it is because I've had an opportunity to really look through it, and it's really dope. So check this out. In the last video, we were talking about war. We touched on war, and I mentioned how the propaganda that exists whenever there... Let me take these earbuds off. Sorry. The propaganda that exists whenever there is a war. Not saying everything is truth, not saying everything is made up, but just like controlling the media is a way of, in a sense, rewriting history or rerouting history so that it is looked at through a certain lens. The same way they did during World War II. You didn't see in Vietnam, oh my God, especially Vietnam, you didn't see... All you saw on TV back in those days were like the victories. And it's been proven. This is not things that I think. These things have been proven throughout history. That's why I really love some of the like the Time magazine. Like the Time magazine. Let me show you something else. Since we're there. This says a complete photographic history. More than 2,500 photographs and maps of World War II. Okay. Okay. So it's very... Okay. Let me try this. Okay, so yeah, so when we look at so if we talking about the beauty in books, the beauty in photographs, the actual truth, of course, now these days you can manipulate a photograph. You can just as easily take a person out or insert someone in. You know, it's very, very easy to do. But if you look at published historical documents, this is from 2002. That's when this was actually published. But you get my point. I just wanted to kind of point out that because it's just important to remember that while you would say, okay, they're trying to rewrite history, in a sense, yes, they're definitely trying to stifle voices. They're trying to, we are doomed without books. Now that the gateways to AI and things like that are open, we're doomed without books, without actual historic records. If all we have is on the grid, on the web, on platforms, electronic devices, electronic documents, virtual documents, things like that, we're doomed. Of course, if the grid never goes down or if any, but the thing is, it can easily be wiped. Just like if someone has something very, very terrible on social media, it can be wiped. The platform holders, the Mark Zuckerbergs and all of these humongous platform owners, you can wipe things from clean of the internet. Of course, there's still copies of it floating around, but if we're talking about the ability to not have this brought to the masses, it's very, very possible. But you know who still has the original? I do, because I have it in the form of a book. You know, so while you can manipulate a lot, you can't manipulate the book that's on my shelf. You can only burn it. You know, destroy it, steal it, you know, things of that nature, make it illegible, but it's still there. Until that time, it's still there. And the truth, right in books, of course we have books where the truth is not being told. You know, you can look at any history, old history book from the turn of the century, and they're not going to tell an accurate story. Why? We know why. We don't even have to go into all of that. The story, half the story has never been told. Yeah, you know where that came from, right? Yeah. So this is my shelf. I'm very, very proud of this wall. It gives me another option. It gives me another option to shoot from. I can just pop in front of here, and this table. This is a wooden table that I use all the time in my videos. But it also fits at a perfect height to where I can. It also fits at a perfect height where I can just sit here and let's say I want to shoot a quick video like this one, quick 5 minutes. I want to do shorts, and just I pick a book up from here. There's another book from the Day Man's Library. Pick it up and show it to you guys, and boom, just like that, it'll be there. And there, see how useful a space like this is. This space is so useful. It makes me very, very happy to have an option, an alternative space to shoot videos. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Brett Bonner, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
What they can do with the PS team effects, and we do talk about the